All right, guys, you're starting your fat loss journey. You're a little confused. You don't know where you're going with this. You're doing it by yourself. It's not a problem. Let me explain to you the most basic, important thing to start with. And if you lock this in for the next 6 months, I'm telling you, I know 6 months sounds like a long time, but it's not a long time when you think about your longevity of how long you're going to be training. Okay? Because you're going to be training forever, for the rest of your life. Okay, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. If you're serious about your health, training, exercise, okay, it doesn't have to be a gym. When I say training, it doesn't have to be a gym, right? You're going to be doing this forever. Okay, so the number one thing that you need to understand is that you need to gather as much data as possible, okay, to understand what you're doing. Okay, now, I'll explain. When you start on your fat loss journey, let's just say you're 50 pounds overweight, 40 pounds overweight, and you're, I don't know, 35 or 28 years old. Doesn't matter. You want to lose weight, and you say that you start your diet at 2,500 calories. How do we know that? There is formulas that you can calculate, right? But the main thing that someone's gonna ask, or someone that needs to know, or you need to ask yourself is, okay, how many calories am I starting with? How many calories am I eating? Because if you don't know that number, you can't know what to eat and when to eat. Because you may be under eating for now, and that's why you're not losing weight. Because the body is smart. If you're underfed, your body is not going to use that, the food you give it is not going to use that to fuel yourself for your day to day. It's going to use probably muscle, and it's going to store fat just in case it needs it for something else, like an emergency. You start sprinting for no reason. The body needs to be ready to provide energy, right? So you need to know how much you're eating. So that's number one, guys. Number one. And having said that, what I get a little frustrated with, because I'm passionate about this, I get a little mad, is people going blind. They just crunch some numbers on a calculator, not knowing where they are, and then they just start doing that. Which, listen, it's okay, but you need to understand that doing it that way, it's not going to get you ahead further. It's just going to take you a very long time to even understand what your body's doing. So let me explain to you simple steps to get started literally today. Okay, so for the next 2 weeks, you need to gather as much information as possible. Meaning, you need to weigh yourself every morning. Okay, go to the bathroom, do your thing, weigh yourself, and then you need to track. Unfortunately, guys, you need to track. Listen, if you're not gonna track your food, okay, just log off. Like, keep it moving. Just stop. Don't do it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for you. You have to be serious. And if you're serious about this, you need to track your food. You can't financially be savvy, right? Without calculating or knowing where your money is going and how much is coming in, how much is going. You just can't, right? You're not going to get ahead financially not knowing what your budgets are, not knowing how much you make, not knowing how much is your debt, it's the same thing, guys. It's the same exact thing. Actually, there's no difference. And if it makes you feel better, think of calories as money, okay? We need to know how much do we have, right? Okay, weigh yourself every morning, number one. Number two, you need to track everything that you eat that goes into your mouth, that is food, okay? Dressing on your salad, oil, butter, ketchup, like whatever you guys put on food, right? I'm weird. I like to eat stuff pretty basic. I season my food with like spices, but I don't really like to do too much dressing for that reason. I can't really gauge it. So, and trust me, guys, you'll get to a point where you're gonna kind of like it. Like, secretly, you're gonna like it. So, you track all your calories for 2 weeks, okay? And I'm only saying 2 weeks because I want you to get in a habit of doing it, because that's the whole point and the entire cheat code of losing body fat is just building habits. Let me repeat it. The entire journey of losing body fat and getting down to the 12% or sub 10% body fat is just building habits. So the quicker you can build them, the faster you'll get there. Okay? You track everything for 2 weeks. Why? Because we build habits. Once the habits are slowly there, it's something that you're going to do. Now, you may track loosely as you get more advanced, but you'll still kind of understand what is what and how much is what, like how much food is how much, that comes with time and practice. So you track all your food. The combination of tracking all your food, weighing yourself every morning is going to give you enough data to then understand, what are we doing? Were you under eating? Were you overeating? Now this is where we are based on the food that we're consuming, based on the scale, based on the workouts and the cardio and the steps that we're doing. Now we understand, okay, if this doesn't move, we bring up the steps. If this doesn't move, we bring up the cardio. If we're losing too much weight too fast, we bring down the steps. Vice versa. Guys, the workout part of it, to be honest, is the easiest part. Meaning, you go to the gym, you stimulate your muscles, you make them grow, right? That's easier, okay? Ish. I'm not saying that it's easy to work out or anything. Like it's hard enough to get to the gym, I understand. But once you're there and working out, you'll enjoy it. If not, you may start to like it, right? But the hardest part that no one's talking about is tracking your food and weighing yourself daily no matter what. You have to do this. I don't care if you're going on vacation. I don't care if you... Listen, guys, listen. If your goals are important to you, okay? If fat loss is important to you, you have to do that. It's not of like, I want to. You have to. You have to, okay? That's the only way. You're going to have to. I can't sit here talking to you and want it way more than you. That's crazy. That's just insane. It's not going to happen for you. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I'm doing this. I'm locking in for 2 weeks and get going. And the reason why I say 2 weeks, to build habits. Once you get in the habit of doing it, you'll be more likely to continue. Okay? Because once you understand you have data in front of you guys, once you step on a scale and you see the scale go up, but you know that you hit all your steps, you did your cardio, you did your workout, you ate all your calories, then you understand that the scale is just a scam and it's lying to you. Because you did all the stuff. The scale is just delayed. The scale is always delayed. It's always going to show later the results. It's not going to show them immediately because your body's trying to understand what's happening. So it's normal that the scale does this. We need the data so we can collect it, because then we're doing averages over the weeks and then finding out where we're going. Okay? So having said that, guys, sorry, I'm just going to turn this off here for a sec. Having said that, when it comes to weight loss, okay, specifically weight loss, once you build habits and once you are tracking, you're good. You have a game plan, you have a blueprint, and then all you do is follow it. All right? So having said that, get started on your calories. Start today. You don't need any fancy apps. You don't need anything. There's an app called Macro that is free that you could use. There's FitnessPal, I believe it's free, part of it. It doesn't have to be crazy. There's apps now that you can just scan everything. It's pretty simple, guys. You need to want to do this. You need to want it more than I want it for you, okay? Start counting. You don't have money for apps. You can't buy them. You can't download them. Your phone's too old. Whatever. Write it down on a notepad. Write it down in notes. Figure it out. Figure it out. You got to do it. You got to want this, because this part of your life, I'm telling you, is going to change everything for you. Because once you build habits and once you build the mindset going into this, it's going to reflect in your day-to-day. Get started, guys. Get started. If you've made it this far, comment calories down in the bottom in the comments. Let me know how many calories you're eating. Let me know where you're at in your fat loss journey. Are you just starting? Are you finishing? Are you reversing out? Like, Let me know. Let me know. Let's chat. Let's start a conversation. I'll see you on the next video.